Hello and welcome back to another Reality Check VR video. Today we're going to be jumping into Gravity VR, which is an interactive VR experience, more of a story that is told within the virtual reality world. And I'm really excited to check it out. It is created by Vito Richter and Amir Admani. I saw it when I was in the Museum of Other Realities, right? It was one of the exhibits that was actually pretty close next to the line, which is one of our immersive experiences which we had in there. And pretty excited to see this one. I mean, apps or experiences like this that are somewhat simple, that are just little stories. I really love how they, use VR as a medium to tell their stories. And I'm pretty excited. I want to catch this thing. I want to catch it. If I can catch this thing. I'm going way too slow. I can't catch that thing. Yeah, so you can kind of use your triggers to fly through the little world and push your grips to grab stuff. This is crazy because we've all, played VR before. We've played with weightless objects. We've been in worlds where we get to float like a arena, but to be in a dream world like this, I guess it's kind of a first for me. It's like that lore and story's beginning. It just kind of erupts from within you. I love that too.
No one really knows how this story begins.
It's like an umbilical.
We are about to find out how it ends.
Like I said, this is part of the Tribeca Film Festival. I saw it for free at the Museum of Other Realities. Just kind of walking around and checking stuff out. It's pretty cool. So they basically had a prop of this set up there, so you can see it, and then you can touch the thing to start the experience. And it's like, yeah, what's going on? Why is everything flying up?
You may have already realized that Benedito and Osario led a very peculiar life. Living alone in the world with no ground beneath their feet could be a nightmare for most people, but for them, it was perfectly ordinary. And just like the lives of ordinary people, there were calm days and stressful days. But as unlikely as it may seem, life went on relatively peacefully.
Hey man, looks like you're getting beat, buddy. Looks like you're getting beat.
Benedito and Osario had always been together, but they were as different as two brothers could
One
be.
likes to investigate.
Osario was careful, cautious,
look around,
and
and he's got
prudent.
his junk hanging out there. Doesn't care. His
Benedito,
like, oh, yeah, right. Yep.
not so much.
Of course.
Osario had a restless mind, always full of
Philosophy.
questions.
Gravity.
Benedito,
Over here.
not so much. But none of this got in the way of their relationship.
Yeah, I love this. His brother's just like, check out what I can do. You're doing it, buddy.
Until one day,
Got a little handheld telescope there. What you gonna do with it?
Osario became absorbed, watching fragments of a world he was never part of. But out of everything he saw, one thing in particular caught his attention. One dot. What was so special about this dot? It was the only object that didn't move. Throughout his entire life, Osario had never seen anything so still.
I like how they make you actually look down, too. The dot never moves. Suspicious. The dot. The dot.
The dot became Osario's obsession.
Obsessed with looking at the dot. His brother's just... Everywhere you look, he just... it's just... Bro.
And by staring at it for so long, he noticed something rather odd.
Somebody's adding to the dot.
The dot grew bigger day by day.
Somebody's adding to the dot.
You may have already guessed where this will end, but not Osario. Let's say that growing up in a world with no ground makes the concept of falling a little difficult to understand. But eventually...
I love the concept here. So he saw...
That was when, for the first time, Osario saw himself falling. And in a snap, everything that had always seemed peaceful and familiar became terrifying. Benedito tried hard to understand what was happening to his brother, but there was one thing that made it impossible. He never saw the dot. The problem is that if you can't see the dot, you can't feel the fall. And if you can't feel the fall, you can't understand what Osario was going through. And in a world without words to express falling, vertigo, and the concept of height, Osario struggled to explain himself, but the more he tried, the less Benedito understood. Even though tied together by a rope, it was as if they were no longer in the same place, and you could realize that just by looking at them.
Yeah. They're like no longer in the same world, so this guy's in full out panic mode and he's over there like in La La Chill Land. You ever heard Chill Land, buddy? What about your brother? Not so good. Not so good, buddy. Feel bad for him. You need to give him some whatever you got. The music. It's good. The distance. Yeah, I like the concept here, you know, like one person can understand something because they saw it.
After that day, Osario's life began revolving around one purpose: to save himself. Benedito tried to participate, but he didn't feel the same sense of urgency his brother did. Living together became a challenge. Suddenly, they had nothing in common. Neither was angry at the other. What they felt was a mixture of pity and guilt.
Buildings falling down.
And Osario's guilt grew, like the dot on his spyglass. When he closed his eyes, he could only see Benedito crashing in different ways.
Poor guy. You know, he doesn't want his brother to
It was then,
succumb to
out of arrogance, selfishness,
fate
and
of
love,
gravity, right?
Osario declared the dialogue over.
Oh, you're staying with me. You're staying on this thing right here, brother. Oh, there's literally a
Benedito's
big,
reaction
you know,
surprised
just
both of
falling
them.
through the air. That's kind of scary. He's not happy about this.
Osario saw the
I like the plot.
desperation in his brother's eyes, but now he was the one who couldn't understand anything. The problem is that if you don't look around, you can't understand the breadth and depth of the world. And if you don't realize that breadth and depth, you can't understand the concept of claustrophobia in a world without walls. This could have been just another fight between them, but by impulse, chance, and inconsequence,
No. Cut himself free. Now the bros. Oh no. Now which one are we gonna go with? Are we gonna go with Parachute Brother number 1? Or Free Falling Free Spirited Bro number 2? I don't know about you, but I like eating food. Reading Superman. I also like, you know, trying to be smart.
who do you want to end this story with?
But I gotta say, in this situation where the world is like this, I'd be by myself. I'm going with Free Spirit guy over here. I'll fly towards you, buddy. The absence. So obviously I think there's like a dual ending here. So that's gonna be the one spoiler I don't have. You're gonna have to try it for yourself if you want to check out the other brother. Whoa, hey buddy. Oh no. Some things are falling faster than others, which is always kind of interesting too. It's like they were thrown or ejected at a higher speed.
Benedito couldn't explain why the rope was still tied around his waist, connected to nothing. The truth was a powerful longing was tied to that end, but it didn't hold him back. Benedito lived freely, no regrets or worries. Never looking back or forward, he was happy and free.
Oh, he did. He just got hit
A
by
life that was beautiful, simple, and calm. And so it can continue like this. It's best that we stop the story here.
What is that? Need an exit? Do the other one, is it? I completely am not in the right spot. The other ending. I'll do the other ending. I guess I will do the other ending. Haha, don't watch if you don't want to see it. Okay, spoilers. Spoilers. They're happening. Oh, so they end the story before anything bad can happen. Oh, and you lose your parachutes anyways? What? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, buddy? You're gonna clear splat. So wait, how's he gonna be any better off? He's just got literally a refrigerator underneath him. He's not better off, is he? I mean, he just wanted to have his brother with him wherever he went in this chaos. Unfortunately. Is that the other ending? We just go to the darkness. Okay. Oh, we find a pit. This is not a good place. The fridge is here. Is he inside the fridge? He's gonna pop out of the fridge. Do not pull an Indiana Jones on me. Okay. Thank you. Oh no. Yeah, come on, his brother's gonna fall on the ramp and he's gonna slide to safety. I mean, you clearly lived after just falling off of all that way and onto the thing. I mean, come on, it doesn't make any sense that he lives. Your brother should at the very least live. He's even got some fluffy pillows to help him land. I mean, come on. We all know that that's in the game world realistic enough. They got the trash can here you could fall on. Oh, there he is. How did you fall so much faster than your brother? Is he just like aerodynamic? And
Osario gazed in wonder and confusion at his brother as he considered everything that had happened. Were there any lessons or great morals to be gained from it? He had a feeling that there were, but he couldn't be sure. He'd have to gather facts, analyze, and think a bit more about it.
What the heck is going on? What? He doesn't come down at all? I don't, that's interesting. That's fun. It certainly makes me think. Alright, so that's Gravity VR. It's like a nice little artsy experience, and yeah, check it out for yourself. I'll put whatever links I can find in the description, and it's just kind of a fun little video. So anyways, if you're checking out this video right now, I'm going to be doing more live streams and some fun videos here on the channel, so get ready to check that out. I've also got some travel videos that I'm excited to be putting up.
some from China and some from Brazil. So that'll be a good time. I'll see you guys in the next few videos, and have a good night. Be good to each other. Until then, outro song.
I've got a big fat drum, big fat drum. I've got a big fat drum, pounding so bad. I've got a big fat drum, big fat drum.